Well, I have like the best spot ever. Um, it's way out of the way. It's close to town. It's quiet. It's been raining. I slept so good last night. I went to bed when the sun went down. And I woke up a couple times to go to the bathroom, which was a lot. So much. And then I just slept and slept and slept and slept. I don't remember what my dreams were. I did remember earlier today, but I don't remember right now. Yeah, it was such a good nap. The cold weather and the rainy weather is really good for my skin. My skin's been doing a lot better. Yeah, I wasn't made for the desert. I've hated every desert I ever lived in, which was a lot of them. And anytime I lived someplace really green, I felt like more at peace. Yeah, I don't like dry and dusty. Not for me. Not for me. There's a lot of trees. It always rains. There's lakes. Yeah, even oceans. Yeah, freaking Dust Bowl. I don't like it. Can't get too hot. So I saw there was an advertisement for Whose Line Is It Anyway? They're touring. I almost bought a ticket, but I didn't. I was like, I'm still within the saving bracket. Oh, I found out that you can have $5,000 in your bank account without it being at risk for like garnishment or anything. So, I'm gonna get multiple accounts, save up, all for like necessary things like car repairs and stuff like that. So, yeah, it's gonna feel good to save. I've only been on the road for a little over 2 weeks. Hasn't been bad. I like it. Yeah, imagine I had stayed 2 weeks at the first spot I went to. One, it would have gotten hot. First spot I went to was fine. It was actually pretty okay. Montezuma as well. The second spot I went to was like they were doing a controlled burn. The third spot I went to, they were doing a controlled burn. The fourth spot I went to had no problems. It was really nice. The fifth spot I went to, no problems, real nice. Sixth spot, this one, no problem. No. Sixth spot, also no problems, real nice. This spot's the seventh. This spot, I had some friendly neighborhooding with some chipmunks. I left a bunch of seeds out for them. Chipmunks are cute. They've got like racing stripes. They're a little aggressive. They're kind of aggressive toward each other, but they're funny. They're like little carpet babies. I never abuse or terrorize animals. I never shoot at them. There was a time when I was killing a lot of birds. I had an air rifle and I was killing birds. And I kind of stopped that. I think it's like a lot of that was years of drinking and smoking weed. I don't trust that lung glue. They're like, oh, weed makes you happy. Weed's fun. No, it doesn't. I think everyone who's looked at it goes, after the initial high, you get aggressive. Same thing with like the malaria pills make you aggressive. You know, is the real government a prankster? Do they put out these things like, yes, this is going to make them fight each other like zombies, right? So I am enjoying like just drinking water, just having like plant-based food. I've been enjoying that. It's probably pretty good for my health. I definitely like sleeping in a cot. I got this cot that has 2 foam mattresses. What the cot does is the cot like bows, right? It bows like that. So you don't roll out of it. You can't roll out of it, and I sleep a lot deeper. Being out in nature, the only sounds I've ever had was one time I posted where I was, and people showed up. Yeah. Nobody visited the site I was at until I took photos from the site and posted it. People watch me, man. They don't tell me they watch me, but they watch me. They watch everything I do. Kind of glad. I put out good info. I do. I put out great intel. You should watch me. It's good for you. So, but yeah, after the day after I posted all that stuff, people were showing up at my site, some in the middle of the night. So, and it wasn't the weekend, it was after the weekend. The only reason they were there is they knew where I was. I had to yell at them. I checked my car for bugs. Hopefully they're not freaking planting bugs on my fucking vehicle. I didn't find any, but if that thing only transmits like once a week, I would basically have to have the bug scanner out at the time that it transmitted in order to catch it. So I would love to have like more robust phones for like detecting signals and stuff. So yeah, I have a Doogee phone, Doogee, and it's pretty cheap. You can get a really good one for like $200-300, but it's not as good as like a high quality Samsung. Like the video card isn't as good. The zoom does not exist. Samsung has a pretty good phone zoom. Allegedly, the iPhone has an amazing zoom. The Doogee phone has like no zoom, very little, 1 or 2 times magnification tops. And yeah, so you get what you get. And it's also like it lies about how good its internet connection is. It does not show you fewer bars if you have a weaker connection. There's many times it's been like 4 bars, 5 bars, and then there's no internet at all. How do you have no internet in 4 bars? You are telling me you have a great connection and I can't get online? That's just weird. Looking at my salt and pepper beard. Yeah, I don't care. I will never use hair dye. I don't care. There's a lot of people who look old as shit in the face and they use hair dye, like Robert Greene, freaking Elon Musk. They don't tell you this, Neil deGrasse Tyson. They don't tell you this, but they pay for fame. These people that are like famous internet celebrities pay to be there. They put up a lot of money personally to be seen as famous. And so if they're doing it and dyeing their hair, they act like they're good guys, but they're doing it for chicks. They're doing it to have some attention. So yeah, I'm gonna let my hair be whatever. It's interesting, my top hair, to me my top hair isn't gray at all. So yeah. Yep, it's been raining. It was a pretty good night. Slept so good. I love the feeling of no responsibility. It's really relaxing. Like, I also like blocking up my windows. Like, I have this stuff up there and that stuff in the back. I have a few windows facing away from the road where I can see, so I can like still get nature views, but like all the stuff facing the road is completely blocked up, so I have privacy. Yeah. Nobody's come up this road. It's kind of nice because it's like a pullout and you can see that I'm here from the main road. So you would never try to come up here. There's no reason to try to come up here because you could see I'm here. And it was this area that was like zero internet. It's got like an underground cable. And when I passed the cable, the internet came back. So I hope it's not the dead internet. I made a comment earlier on GT, the person who does all the science posts. I thought they were trans. That's how I remember them, is that they're like trans and they've had kids. Like pretty crazy. But they said they're afraid of the dentist. And I go, yeah, being afraid of the dentist is wise. They make the dents. You know, when the dentist is poking your teeth with a metal thing and you go, ow, what they're actually doing is they're making a hole where your cavities can happen, and they just hope you're too stupid and don't know that. Yeah. Humans, that whole like, when Jesus goes, they'll make you fishers of men. He means that, where it's like he's making you think about fishers. Do fishers take fish to give them a life? Is it a fish relocation program? Do they become friends with the fish? No, they gut them and eat them. So are the fishers of men interested in you having a nice life, or are they eating you? Right? So the fishers of men are all the religious people. You know, it's the Muslims gave Donald Trump that $400 million jet, and immediately they were mad when he didn't agree to their private deal. It's not a gift if you want something for it. The Jews believe a sacrifice is something someone else does for you. When a Jew says, I made a sacrifice, what he means is he made something die. He sacrificed something, right? Something else paid, and then he wants the benefit of it. So these people have like huge delusions. Most Earth humans, they think they're hot when they're not. They think they're good at stuff when they aren't. They think people like them when they don't. And that's kind of their like, that's how they get by. It's the grease that keeps it going. So that sentiment, may your Delulu become Trulu. Yeah. It's whatever. I like the Walmart bread. I don't poop after having it. It kind of stops the system up, but definitely like $1. I got Walmart bread for less than $1, 60 cents a loaf. It's so much. So I am into kind of saving money now. Like I was thinking about getting a houseboat or getting like a traditional, it doesn't have to be like, see, kind of what I want is I want like an electric skipper, not a houseboat in a sense of like a living room, not like a square houseboat. They've got houseboats. That's not what I mean. I mean something that can actually handle the open sea. But yeah, I was thinking about a houseboat because it's really efficient with waste. You can just poo at the bottom and it'll sink to the bottom of the ocean. Let that become mud at the bottom of the ocean. Who cares? Fertilizer. So, yeah. Raining again. But yeah, having an electric boat. So what you have is you have solar panels, and then you have a great battery system. So you want something kind of like flat and sturdy, like those lifeboats are really useful. Anything covered, right? So you have like a battery system and a solar panel system up top, and then you have an electric motor. And then you can basically scoot around and live just out there in the wilderness. And then like the key will be you need a marina that you can come into to get groceries. So either you need another smaller boat to go into town, or you need to have like, it would be great if there was a grocery store by the sea. I don't know anything about that. I'm sure if I had nothing but fishermen, they'd know a couple. But yeah, it'd be great if there was like a Walmart with a dock. That would be awesome. Dock up and all that. Yeah, I like things like the Kroger family stores. I like Kroger. The Kroger soda is pretty all right, and the Kroger, all their like in-house Kroger type stuff are really cheap. You'll be spending like $2-3 less than name brand, which is interesting how that happens. I think so. But yeah, it's been an okay morning. I like being out, just feeling like I'm away from people and no one's going to come up on me and that I just have privacy. It feels so nice. I know that's why people like getting like a homestead, a home. Yeah, that'd be nice too. I haven't done too much house shopping. I would definitely pick a place that's like on the outskirts of a town that has major facilities. You know, like it's got a few big grocery store chains. It's got all the stores and an Amazon locker. Yeah, I would pick a property on the outskirts of that to build. I'm not interested in building my own home because of the licensing. If there was no licensing, if you didn't have to do a registration, if you didn't have to get approval from the county to build it, I would definitely do that more likely. But it's the fact that you have to go to like a civil person and be like, give me your stamp to let me live here. I don't want to do that. If they would just let me, like, yeah, this is your land, build whatever you want on it. You know, maybe make it like, if you poison other people, if you do things that are toxic, we will have a problem with it. But it's like, you built what you wanted. Who cares? So, yeah, you need an approval and a permit. I hate that. I'm kind of lucky, like, getting my car re-registered. I am looking around for places where it's easy. Allegedly, South Dakota can give you a nomad license. If you go to a South Dakota campground and you get a receipt, you can get a nomad license for South Dakota, where you can rock South Dakota plates with a nomad license. So, which I think is pretty interesting. If there's a state like Arizona offers an ID for 50 years, that's what I got. Yeah. So, if there's anywhere else that offers like a registration list, you have to register it once and never again, that would be nice. What I like is you can get a tow hitch, and you can put bags on your tow hitch that will block your license plate. Just act like you don't know what you're doing. Yeah. See, it's because of the privacy and private property. What they should do is they should instead just do AI monitoring. Because with AI monitoring, you won't need to have me register the vehicle and pay you for all that stuff. You can just watch. You're going to find I'm not doing anything illegal or wrong, and you won't be able to say shit. Instead, having me come to you or else is like, I hate it. It's one of the reasons I don't have kids, is I hate their way. They're not free. They are completely tyrannical. You have to do this or else you are going to be in trouble. Yeah, fuck you. I hate that. I do. I hate it. Not my people. So, yeah, living on a houseboat would be cool. Like, something that's like an electric motor and solar. And then if I have the capability of like parking my boat on a marina to like load up with food and supplies, that would be awesome. I wonder where that would be. Maybe even Mexico could help me. But like someplace, yeah, just find a swatch of ocean that's calm and sunny, and just like hang out there forever, like a pirate or whatever. That would be cool. This is one of my dreams, houseboat. Get a boat to live in. But yeah, people can't really tell where you are if you just send them photos of like plants, because there's a lot of the same plants everywhere. But they can tell where you are if you send them photos of mountains and lakes. They'll be able to figure it out, which is what happened. So, yeah, I got doxxed. I posted a few weeks ago where I was, and people showed up in the middle of the night. They hadn't been there for a week. They weren't there for the weekend, but they were there the night I posted online where I was. So, riddle me that. The people watching me, man, they don't say they're watching me. They don't say who they are, but they watch me. I would have better views if I paid them. Like, I reposted a meme, right? In the meme I reposted, got like 32 likes. By the end of the day, the likes had fallen to 29. So you're telling me people liked my video and then went back and unliked it? Or you're telling me they liked my video and literally liked 5,000 videos more, and then the likes dropped? I've asked YouTube about it, and they go, oh, we remove likes that are inauthentic, right? But you can pay them, and they'll give you tons of likes and views if you pay them. You're telling me YouTube really commands an audience that big that if you pay them, suddenly all these people show up? It's just, they're all liars. They're all liars. They're all scammers. These people are the scammiest. So, The real among them have to make things and work because it's a tangible result. But anytime you get into any fuzzy area where you can't see it and can't test it, that's when the lying starts. That's when they start just fucking making up BS. So, sad. I think it's sad. So, yeah, I'd be interested in living on like a houseboat. And then posting up at a marina. Not sure where to do that. Obviously, wherever I choose, West Coast or East Coast, I'm kind of stuck once I choose that. East Coast is probably bad because of the hurricanes. West Coast is pretty populated. I'm not sure where I would do that. What if I could do it at Hawaii? That'd be interesting. There's got to be a lot of docks in Hawaii. It's got to be someplace sunny, right? Sun at least a third of the days a year. And then you yeah. Something low and flat that doesn't catch waves. I don't know anything about it. I'm not a seaman. I've been on a marina boat before and it didn't bother me that much. The ocean rocking, nah, wasn't that bad. Well, the sun, I think, has chosen that it's time to go. But, yeah. It would be cool. Wouldn't it? A solar boat? The whole top part of the boat is covered in panels, and the whole underside is like a living area. And then you have like your electric rower. You have your... I saw someone where they have to get out to steer. They have to get out and stand on the back to run the motor, and it takes gas. That sucks. Yeah, what you want to do is you want to cover it with solar panels and then have an electric motor, and then you can just float out and recharge and then float back. You can't drift that far. Do you need an anchor at deep sea, or can you just there's so much stuff about like seaman nautical life I don't really know. Maybe I should like volunteer to be on a crew or something for a couple seasons to get the ins and outs. But yeah, it would be fun. It would be fun to live on a boat, an electric boat. Because like living on a solar powered electric car has all these issues, but an electric boat, I don't know. Yeah, they're too uppity about their zone restrictions and licenses. Like, you really can't just like have fun in a homemade craft anymore. You have to like always like pay homage to the legal authority who are always crooks. The law circumcises infants. The law supported slavery. The law used to support slaves. So all these people who are legal, let me tell you what, it's like slavery. It's like being circumcised. Hey, I have a right to do what I want. Yeah, in expression, but not in reality. In reality, no, you don't. We have problems when you just live outside our tethers and we want our fucking hooks in you all the time. Property of the government. I always say the government, and people go like, it's not the government. And I go, the real government. And they never say anything back to that. They usually, when they go, it's not the government, they think I mean like the people they voted for. No, I mean the real government. You voted. Here's a good analogy. The class president is to the principal as the president is to who's the relational, God. God is a man lying. Yeah, for sure. So who on earth pretended to be the creator to circumcise baby boys and has been living scot-free without consequence or public knowledge about them? That's who the real government is. So that's really why I have no views. They don't want this to be seen. They don't want this to get out. Yeah, I post a video about something else. Yeah, they'll give me some views, but they know I'm not talking. They know I didn't tell everyone something. So yeah. Sucks. The nice side about living in your car, minus the vehicle registrations once a year, is it's really easy if you get like that 2-week cycle going. You come out to a place, you have 2 weeks before you have to move. Usually, this place doesn't have any posted limits, and so you can just like stay, move spots. Nobody really cares. They want you to take care of things like trash and stuff like that, but that's obvious. It's just a responsibility. Yeah, leaving trash out at a site is horrible looking. I never do it. I never ever do it. So yeah. My dream is people live in spaceships for free. That they get a energy from nowhere technique, and that you have like basically a growing home. You tell your spaceship what you want, and it grows new portions of it. And then you have people who live in space forever for free. Which would solve, I mean, like, space solves land problems. Land problems come from there's only one space who has it that has to be arbitrated and determined in a way that's fair. And almost always, no matter who gets it, someone else will be mad. So like space though, space doesn't have that problem. Space, you could go to space and sit between two major planets and soak up the sun and just stay in the orbit of our solar system forever. Never really have a problem. The new super materials too are really strong. Like just melting something isn't as strong as like finally organizing it in the new ways they have. Yeah, like metallic glass. Metallic glass, they have metallic glass that completely returns Newtonian force. If you drop a ball on metallic glass, it bounces up the same amount. Whereas usually it's like it'll do a bounce like this, right? But not with metallic glass. Metallic glass, it gives back like almost all the Newtonian force. I'm sure you'll find organizations of matter, like a magnet, how magnets work. Magnets stick together, right? So I'm sure you'll find something like that like produces electricity or that repels gravity. It's just a matter of time, I feel like. And then having a spaceship would be super easy. So if you have a source of infinite energy and the ability to make objects with energy, then you have liberation of the species. You could have people live forever for free. My plan would be to have like an AI that controls my DNA, and then to be able to tell the AI like what I want to look like over time, which is pretty much going to be like me, except like maybe eternal youth or whatever. And then you live like that forever in a spaceship, which would be pretty cool, I feel like. A lot better than rotting alive and having to pay taxes. My dad said when I was a kid, two constants, death and taxes. You could probably solve death, and taxes are definitely just to be mean. So they print. How is the place where they print the money? The government makes the money. So how are they supposed to pay it off with a tax on? So they created a money supply, and then you get at your debt. And then as you touch the money, you owe it back, and that's to pay that off. And they go, oh, there's a deficit. We've been printing more money than we've been receiving. Yeah, no shit. How the fuck else did you think it was going to work? But so many people cry and go, we gotta cut programs. They're just idiots. They are idiots. They're not smart enough. They're just not smart enough. Here's all the information. What do you think? I'm going to pray about it. Okay. Anyway, thanks for watching. Yep. It's pretty good. You got it. To do this, you got to have good solar panels. Good solar panels, good batteries, and then it's no problem. And then it's all day. You got anything. So I wouldn't mind being out on an ocean. Yeah, especially if I get a really good setup, like on sunny days, I can coast. That would be great. An automatic guidance computer where I just like Google Maps, I tell it where I want to go and it drives me there. And that would be awesome. That would be really cool. And then it all gathers energy from solar so I can just relax and like coast up and down. That would be cool. That would be really cool. I would make it nice and bright too so nobody hit me. You see me coming. Maybe make it so you can do beach landings. Drive up and put its face on a beach and then fucking back up. Just like sit there. An anchor. That would be kind of cool. Anchor off a beach and then swim to shore. That would be relaxing. That would be so awesome. That would be the life for me because I was a swimmer growing up. I'm a great swimmer, a really strong swimmer. And like, it would be nice to live on an ocean. So, I hear they're choppy. It can get cold. But if you get like the right area, especially if it has like a river inland that goes to a grocery store. So it's like every few weeks or months you float into the grocery store and load up. Like an escape pod that should hold like 30 people can obviously hold me, some sleeping stuff, and a bunch of batteries. That's no problem. So, yeah. Especially if it's like some eternal material. The material doesn't have any corrosion problems. I don't know, fiberglass or something. What never leaks forever. You know what I mean? So you don't end up drowning. It's a dream to build a big boat. Yeah. Build a big boat craft. Where to keep it stored, where to park it, how to work on it. Do I have to get some like marina property, or can I rent a marina in town with a little dock and then get a boat that's serviceable to get in there and then work on it over time? It'd be fun. Would I have to get my vehicle name and stuff registered? Do they want an address to do that? Where's your address? Don't you see how address is just like classism? You need to have a physical address to do all this stuff. This is classist. The person can't be a traveler. No mobile dwellings. Well, I've noticed it because I've done that. The cops generally look past you. If you really are a mobile dweller, they know they're a bunch of classist, rotten trash, too. They don't believe in the system at all. You know, how are you? When do people usually go to jail? When they say, I know I should have followed the rules. Yeah, I know I should have done that. But if you go like, I do what I want, so many of the cops will be like, yeah, nothing wrong with that. And if you say you have to follow the rules, that's what you say. If you say you have to follow the rules, you'll piss the cop off and he'll arrest you and charge you. Because you told him you don't have a right to do what you want. You told him he doesn't have a right to do what he wants, which was a personal affront. And a lot of people don't get that. They go like, cops believe you have to follow the laws. They don't want to. And anytime they don't have to is like a little privilege. Because the law circumcises. The law supported slavery. The idea the creator gave you words you have to follow was a hoax. Somebody didn't like you and wanted you to be under their thumb, and so they pretended to be God to lie. And that's the real origin of the law. I'm not the Antichrist. I'm not the man of lawlessness. It comes from people who are fooling you. That's why it comes out of a printer. So the Creator made everything, and the Creator uses words. Why does your holy book get man-made? And why do you have to speak for it? It's a hoax. They're lying, right? So anyway, that's my plan. I had it's nice being in a moist, cool forest. Something in my ancestral body is like, yes. Because it's been years of desert, which is just like, sucks. I've had so many deserty years. They're gone now, behind me. I'm not doing it again. So yeah. I hope people legally get it together and just do AI monitoring. The AI can tell us when there's victim causing behaviors. And then it lets the people who just like are nice, they don't do weird things driving, they don't break any laws. Can't I just live free without constantly getting my car registered? I have to get it registered every fucking year. You sure? Why? You can't even keep the roads together. The roads all have massive ass potholes in them. You can't even do that. Why should I have to register my fucking vehicle? I hate it. I hate it enough to KMS. I don't like living here with you fucking horrible people. I wish you would get it. I do. Trash Planet sucks. It's the fact they all die and they all have needs. Any of their needs, for them to get answered, requires a person to do it. Do you want free stuff? That's slavery. Do you want a lover? Her body has now gone out of the public market and she's now yours. Right? So it costs, do you want to eat? That's something's corpse. Right? And so the problems with Trash Planet not only are the people perish, but it's also they need to take the bodies of others to survive. And that's like this crux that just gets to like, oh, this place sucks. I will never tell the creator thanks. I will never tell the creator good work. You suck. You should have made something nice. Your love of difficult, hard systems and consequences ruined everything. There's no chance to have an enjoyable time here because it costs too fucking much. So that's why I don't have kids. I don't have kids because I was like, do I want to have a little person looking at me crying because of life's realities? No, not at all. I'd rather not do that. And so many of you, nature favors stupid people who can't see any of this, who go like, yeah, I love my church and my country. Yeah, you'll make it because you don't question it. But in making it, what are you doing? You're just sending the sludge of suffering forward. Don't make so much if you can't care for it. There's trillions of galaxies. You should make less and care for it more. Definitely. Definitely. Trying to impress us with how big it is not impressive when it sucks. So anyway, that's how I really feel. Make something nice or don't make anything at all. None of this. I'll just dabble in making something. I'll make a ton and it will deal with it. Yeah, that was horrible. So, yeah, I am for trading all the vehicle registrations, all the necessary like property laws and stuff like that. Just do AI monitoring. And then if there's victim causing behaviors, if someone's victimizing somebody, the machine can tell us. And then we can think about the situation as the situation is. But like, I have to renew my tags every year. Annoying. Yeah, really bad. It forces people to have a home, is what it does. So, but if you're too fucking so-called homeless, then they put you in like a special victim category, which is why I like liberal states. If you're homeless in a liberal state, you can get away with a lot. A lot. So, it's kind of reasonable. Who's going to force the guy who doesn't have anything to have something? It doesn't make any sense. You're not giving it away for free. So the creator was fine with the animals all eating each other. The creator was fine with massive forest fires blowing through and burning down everything. You know, the creator was fine with all sorts of huge problems. Probably because it couldn't see them. It's probably easy to shrug off the problems of one planet or one phase of existence. Maybe all of our trillions of galaxies are just a portion of existence. What if it's like that scalar, there's like the micro world to us. What if beyond our cosmic sphere is another level of being, right? And so, yeah. Are we the highest level, or is there a level above us? Who could know? So anyway, thanks for watching.